This episode left me with so many dumb questions. So many dumb questions. What's up, guys? I'm John Stark, MacMovieGuy.com. Please click that subscribe button because I'm hungry. And this is the ones who live. I need to live. Anyway, this is on AMC Plus, doesn't have audio description. It also airs on AMC where it also doesn't have audio description. Uh, yeah, so I'm a blind film critic, and I'm also a blind fan of The Walking Dead. Wasn't always blind, used to be able to see, now I can't. And I've been recapping The Walking Dead shows with the hopes that at some point somebody from The Walking Dead would notice and be like, you know what we should do? We should put some audio description on these shows. I don't know, maybe just food for thought on that. Just thinking about that. Anyway, this is episode 4, which is written and directed apparently by Denai Guerrera. I made it just long enough into the post episode making of to learn that information. Of course, Denai is actually really well known as a writer. She's won some awards herself. So I'm not surprised. You know, this is a bottle episode where it's just the two of them. It's just Rick and Michonne, and they're trapped in this facility together. I don't even know what kind of facility. I don't even know where they are. To be totally honest, I have no idea where they are. In the future, in Epcot, are they in Epcot? I have no idea. It's like there's some sort of temperature gauge that keeps telling them that that they've reached their ideal temperature. There's a Roomba. Wouldn't the Roomba at bare minimum be full? I mean, you're telling me that there's a Roomba that's been Roombaing throughout the entire zombie apocalypse in this room? It just goes, and then it goes and I guess docks itself and then comes out later? Is this a commercial for Roomba? Like, Roomba, we will survive the zombie apocalypse. Like this Roomba has just been in this room, just going about its day, just like every day, like fucking Wally. Just comes out, it cleans up, the no dirt and just. But at some point there was probably dirt, right? They've alluded to the fact that I think this building used to be used by people who were somehow exiled by the CRM and or I don't know, some early settlers, or some notes that were left behind that they read aloud. Obviously, we're learning more about the CRM and the history of the CRM, and yeah, but I have no idea what this facility looked like. It felt very high tech to me, which is weird. And the little things that kept happening, they end up finding a truck that has that is a hybrid, so it has an electric battery to it, so they can use the electric battery to get up out of there. I don't know if they do. Obviously, I don't think they're leaving the show, so I don't know what happens. It just kind of at the end of this whole thing, you just kind of hear them getting in the car, and he's like, "Oh, it's a stick shift and it's electric. What'll they make next?" It's just like, thanks, Rick. I don't know. Did they get caught? Were there people? There are some zombies that find them and start kind of like caving in them, and they have to do some zombie fighting. Basically, this is just the two of them yelling at each other for an hour about their relationship. We find out. I feel like I should have put it together, but I don't think anybody ever called him Rick. So, RJ, of course RJ is Rick Jr. Like, of course that's what that is. I should have realized. I felt so stupid in that moment. I was like, oh, of course that's what his name is. RJ, Rick Jr. I'm probably the only one. If you were like me, Let me know in the comments so I don't feel so lonely. But when she said what the kid's name was, I was like, oh damn it. I should have picked up on that. That should have been that's my bad. I don't think they ever called him that. I think he's always just been called RJ. But yeah, I did not get what the R was for or the J until just this episode. So more context on that. This is Rick, who didn't even know RJ existed. He's got another kid he's never even met, you know? And that's what she's so pissed at him. She's like, don't you want to go meet your other kid who has no idea who you are? And he's like, oh, I can't because of this. And it's great back and forth. It's actually some of the best acting these two have done on the show ever in general, especially for Denai. Denai wrote herself some great material. Michonne is usually the strong silent type or the ass kicking type or whatever, but she just really lets it rip here. She gets emotional. She's having scenes with her partner, you know, and you can feel that. It's almost like she's a completely different character, but oftentimes in scenes like this, when it's, you know, you're with the person that you love and your partner, and you're able to say a lot of the things that you wouldn't say around other people. So a lot of the feelings and stuff that she may not express around the general community in the original cast, she's able to express towards Rick. So but we saw a different side of Michonne, which I really liked, and a different side of Rick. I just have no fucking idea where they were. I have no idea what the building looked like. When the zombies were attacking, I didn't know how much in danger they were. Michonne's like, I don't have a weapon. You know, Rick's like, I don't have a hand. You know, it's like, we're an odd couple to be sure. We're probably not going to make it out of this. Yeah, and just the context of it all would have been really nice. The one thing that I'll say of episodes that don't have audio description for The Walking Dead, this is probably the closest that I've ever seen to being watchable, but it still has a zombie invasion. If they had never fought the zombies, then I would just have questions about what the building was that they were in. But it's mostly a conversation. It's just only two people, and it's two established characters in the franchise. So by limiting the scope of what it is that you're doing and keeping it down to just talking about the relationship, you got really close to making a watchable episode, but then you had to bring the damn zombies because otherwise you would have bored your audience to death. Obviously, they know that their audience is here for walkers, and yeah, so it is what it is. So yeah, it got increasingly more unwatchable for me as a blind person to try to figure out what was going on. I like the parts where they're arguing as a couple. I thought that was really well written. I think the acting here is really good, but please add audio description to this universe of The Walking Dead. It actually has a lot of people who would really love to watch the show who have either caught it at some point in time. There's a rumor that at some point out there, season 1 had audio description, and so it actually did create some fans. The audio description just doesn't exist on any current platform, but I've heard rumors. I wasn't blind during season 1, so, but I've heard those rumors that there is existing audio description somewhere out there for season 1 of The Walking Dead. So it's very frustrating because it's like you get introduced to a show and these characters, and it's like you can't follow them on their journey at a certain point. Even if you watch season 1 audio description, you would only go just so far because, 2 of those characters were left by the end of the series, Daryl and Carol. Were the only 2 people left by the end of season 11. So, yeah, I mean, all the new characters that come along the way, you would have no context for any of it. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna give Walking Dead season 1, Walking Dead: The Ones Who Live season 1 episode 4 a grade of unwatchable, like I have given every other episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Please click subscribe so that hopefully AMC will one day notice I'm doing this and think about adding accessibility to their show. It's great that you cast people like Lauren Ridloff, but you have to do better. for accessibility for other, other people. Anyway, that's it. I'll be back next week with another recap. Until then, I'll see you guys on the other side.